I'm DC, rated 2200. In today's video, you will learn how to trick your brain into stopping most of your blunders with just 3 simple tips. Let's begin. Have a look at this position. Most players will notice that, wait, this pawn on e4 is hanging because two of my pieces are attacking it while it's only defended by one white piece, and they'll take instantly. In a real game, when their opponent takes back and they recapture, they'll tell themselves, I'm winning this game. I'm already a pawn up. Chess is so easy. Until their opponent will play queen to d4, double attacking the bishop and the rook. Now black is losing. Blunders like this happen at all levels in chess. This brings us to tip number 1, which is danger first. After every move, you must ask yourself, how can my opponent put me in danger? The easiest way to do this is to look at undefended pieces. Here the rook and the bishop are undefended. If you are calculating knight takes pawn, the most obvious move to look at is knight takes knight and bishop takes knight. The problem is most players stop their calculation here thinking that they have won. But here you need to look at what pieces are undefended. This bishop is undefended and so is this rook. The best move here is bishop takes pawn. This was a game played between two intermediate level players. According to White, the black king on the h8 square was very weak and exposed. White here played the move queen to g5, expecting something like bishop g6, queen takes, and then White felt like it was a winning position. However, after queen g5 was on the board, black shocked the player playing the white pieces with knight to e4, which is a discovered attack on the queen by the bishop. This forced White to give up the queen, as there's no other option. Black went on to win the game due to the extra material. How to stop blunders like this? Well, this brings us to tip number 2, which is the landing square rule. Whenever you are about to move any piece to any square, you need to ask yourself, how are my enemy's pieces controlling this square? Let's say you want to play queen to g5. You need to ask yourself, how can my enemy attack this square? Well, look at this bishop. It doesn't look like it's protecting the g5 square, but if this knight wasn't there, queen g5 would have been a blunder. Now, you need to visualize queen to g5 in your head. Then you will see, wait, if the bishop opens up somehow, the queen is under attack, which will cause you to realize that knight e4 is winning for black. You might be thinking, how do I find moves and tactics like this? Well, here's the thing. Once you practice more tactics and master the tips that I'll be telling you today, making blunders will be rare for you. Believe it or not, this position is actually a draw because black's king is very exposed. In this position, white played the best move, queen d4 check. Here there are two sensible moves. Either you play king a6 or king to c7. King a6 maintains the draw. However, black here played king to c7, which loses the game because the landing square rule was not followed. Here, white played queen to c5, controlling the landing square. If king to d8 is played, then queen to d6, and there's a checkmate. But if queen to b8 is played, then white again controls the landing square and follows up with queen takes f8, which is an insane checkmate because after rook takes, there's a back rank mate over here. Why did all of this happen? It's simply because black didn't follow tip number 2. Here's where black went wrong, right? When deciding whether to play king a6 or king c7, black didn't follow the rule properly. Now, if black would have followed the rule, then queen c5 would have been very easy to see, right? So pay attention to this in your games. This game right here was played in the 1892 World Championship match. But what if I told you this game ended within the next 2 moves? It looks like an equal position, right? Well, white is winning actually. The best move is rook takes b7. You won't believe what white played here. Bishop to b4 was played, which hangs mate in 2 moves. Rook takes and rook g2. Checkmate. It was the World Championship challenger who blundered this. This was because he didn't follow the third tip, which is the 1 second rule. According to this rule, before you are about to play any move, let's say you want to play this move bishop to b4, you need to ask yourself, what was my bishop doing on the square on which it was standing the move before? So let's say before playing this, you have to think, what is my bishop doing here? Well, it's controlling all these diagonals, this one also, and it's defending the h2 pawn. So if I move this bishop off this diagonal, it's no longer defending the h2 pawn. Then you will realize, wait, these two rooks are attacking the h2 pawn, and you won't make the mistake of playing bishop b4. You won't believe how this game ended. This was played by the former world champion Tigran Petrosian playing with the white pieces. Here he doubled his rooks along the b file. After knight d4, he responded with queen to d6, perhaps looking to exert pressure on the black camp in the future. After knight to f5, he forgot to use the 1 second rule and played knight to g5, hanging his queen on the spot, and after his opponent captured, he resigned the game. That's insane. All because he didn't follow the 1 second rule. If he would have followed the 1 second rule, then he would have seen that, wait, why did the knight move here? What's the purpose of the knight moving to the f5 square? Well, it's to attack the queen, and he would have realized it. Now, I'm not a world champion, but rules like this apply to all levels in chess, and everyone makes blunders. So the next time you make a blunder, don't worry, and practice these 3 tips that I told you about even more in your games. Remember, it's crucial to practice tactics on a daily basis. Do at least 10 or 15 puzzles daily, no matter what, to keep your brain sharp and to avoid blunders. Thanks for watching the video. Train to win. Follow these tips. Train tactics. Bye.